Ever wondered which One Piece character has the longest prison sentence? No, just me? Well, I spent the last week re-watching every Enel scene from his Skypea introduction to his moon conquest, and let me tell you, this self-proclaimed god is going to jail faster than you can say divine judgment. Stick around because I'm ranking his crimes from petty tyranny to offensives so massive, they make Big Mom look like an angel. The Great Skypea Coup Catastrophe. Let's kick things off with Enel's very first appearance on Skypea, and boy did he make an impression. When our favorite lightning god rolled into this sky island 8 years ago, he didn't just commit crimes, he committed them with divine style. First up, overthrowing a legitimate government. Enel literally invaded Skypea with his Birkan followers and kicked out Gonfall, the rightful god of Skypea. Government overthrown, democracy obliterated. The poor knight's peaceful rule gone faster than Luffy's appetite at an all-you-can-eat buffet. But wait, there's more. Our thunder god didn't just steal power, he terrorized the population into worshipping him. Imagine waking up every day knowing a psychotic lightning user with a god complex is monitoring your every thought with observation Haki. The psychological trauma alone could fund therapy sessions for decades. And let's not forget the systematic oppression that followed. When Enel established his tyrannical rule, he wasn't aiming for fair governance. He was trying to turn an entire civilization into his personal worship cult. That's not divine leadership, that's straight-up dictatorship with lightning bolts. Crime tally, government overthrow, 25 years. Systematic oppression, 30 years. Establishing dictatorship, 50 years. Skypea coup total, 105 years. The unjust law enforcement spree. Fast forward to Enel's legal system, where our thunder god proves that making up rules is his second favorite hobby after electrocuting people. Our divine dictator decides the best way to maintain order is to criminalize literally everything foreigners do. Let's break this down. Creating unjust laws targeting specific groups, that's discrimination charges right there. Enforcing death penalties for minor infractions like snoring or unauthorized entry, another 75 years. And using his priests as judge, jury, and executioner, because apparently being a god means you can authorize summary executions. Who knew? But the cherry on top? Enel does all this while claiming it's divine justice. He's not just committing legal abuse, he's doing it while pretending it's righteous judgment from above. That's fraud, abuse of power, and systematic persecution, all wrapped up in one lightning-powered package. Crime tally, creating discriminatory laws, 30 years. Death penalties for minor crimes, 75 years. Abuse of judicial power, 25 years. Religious fraud, 15 years. Unjust laws total, 145 years. The survival game death tournament. Now here's where things get really spicy. Enel didn't just rule Skypea, he organized the deadliest battle royale in One Piece history. We're talking about 81 people forced into mortal combat, because our god decided entertainment was more important than human life. But wait, Enel didn't just watch the carnage, he actively predicted only 5 survivors after 3 hours. This man turned a survival contest into a systematic massacre. Participants were getting eliminated left and right. His priests set up deadly ordeals, and the entire upper yard became a death trap designed to entertain one psychotic lightning user. And let's be real, Enel wasn't just some innocent game show host. He personally attacked participants with lethal intent, struck down his own followers when they questioned him, and broadcast the entire bloodbath like some twisted reality TV show. That's not divine entertainment. That's orchestrating mass murder for sport. Crime tally, organizing death tournament, 50 years, forcing 81 people into mortal combat, 81 times 15, that's 1,215 years. Attempted murder of participants, 200 years. Broadcasting violence, 40 years. Survival game total, 1,505 years. The Angel Island Annihilation Spectacular. Oh boy, the Rygo incident. Where do we even start? Enel didn't just threaten Angel Island. He turned an entire populated area into a smoking crater using 200 million volts of pure destruction. First, there's the obvious using a weapon of mass destruction against civilian areas. That's a war crime of the highest order, the kind of offense that gets you life sentences just for powering up the attack. But Enel didn't just threaten. He actually fired the Rygo and completely obliterated Angel Island, creating a massive crater where homes used to be. Then there's the premeditated nature of it all. Remember when Enel calmly announced his intention to destroy the island before doing it? He wasn't acting in rage, he was systematically planning to commit genocide, while giving people just enough time to evacuate so he could watch them panic. That's not divine wrath, that's psychological warfare. And let's not forget, Enel destroyed an entire cultural heritage site while demonstrating his power to terrify the remaining population. If that's not terrorism combined with cultural destruction, I don't know what is. Crime tally, using weapons of mass destruction, 150 years. Destruction of populated areas, 300 years. Terrorism, 100 years. Cultural destruction, 75 years. Angel Island total, 625 years. The planned Skypea genocide campaign. But wait, we're not done yet, because somehow our disaster god decided that destroying one island wasn't enough. He needed to eliminate all of Skypea before heading to the moon. As the self-proclaimed god planning total annihilation, Enel prepared to use another Rygo to wipe out every living soul on Skypea. That's not just mass murder, that's creating a systematic extermination plan targeting an entire civilization. Let's think about this. Enel's master plan involved returning everyone to the Earth by killing them all with lightning. Every single person on Skypea, men, women, children, elderly, all marked for death, because one maniac with a god complex wanted to clear the island before his moon vacation. We're talking about 100,000 plus people, targeted for systematic execution. Each intended victim represents a murder conspiracy charge, and planning genocide carries the kind of sentences that make war criminals weep. But it gets worse. Enel wasn't just planning mass murder, he was doing it while claiming divine authority and expecting people to accept their deaths as righteous judgment. That's not just genocide conspiracy, that's attempted extinction with a messiah complex. Crime tally, planning genocide, 200 years. 100,000 plus murder conspiracies, 100,000 times 5, that's 500,000. But wait, that's way too much. Let's say conspiracy to commit genocide, 8,000 years. Religious fraud during genocide planning, 500 years. Attempted extinction, 1,000 years. Skypia genocide total, 9,700 years. The complete Burka annihilation. Alright, let's talk about the big one. The crime that should have put Enel on every wanted poster in the world. The complete destruction of his own homeland before he ever reached Skypea. Before terrorizing anyone else, this maniac used his Goro Goro no Mi powers to completely obliterate Birka, his own sky island. We're talking about total annihilation. Every building, every person, every trace of civilization wiped out because they didn't worship him properly. But wait, there's more. Enel didn't just destroy property. He systematically eliminated his own people, culture, and history because he felt entitled to godhood. The psychology profile of someone who commits genocide against their own family and neighbors? That's not divine ascension. That's the behavior of a complete psychopath. And here's the kicker. After destroying everything and everyone he'd ever known, Enel just left. He abandoned the lifeless husk of Burka and went to terrorize Skypea like nothing even happened. That's not just mass murder. That's genocide followed by complete indifference to the consequences. Crime tally, complete genocide of homeland, 14,000 years. Mass murder of own people, 2,500 years. Cultural obliteration, 1,000 years. Abandoning crime scene, 870 years. Burka annihilation total, 18,370 years. Psychological crimes against humanity. Here's something nobody talks about. Enel's crime against good taste and human dignity. This man has been subjecting innocent people to his god complex, his ear-splitting ya-ha-ha-ha-ha laugh, and those ridiculously long earlobes for years. Those earlobes alone should qualify as a crime against fashion. I mean, seriously, they're longer than some people's entire heads. And don't get me started on his swagger. Dude thinks he's the real Slim Shady, but at least Eminem doesn't claim to be an actual deity, while dropping beats that kill people. Plus, let's be honest, Enel's very existence is a crime against the concept of humble leadership. Claiming to be a god while systematically murdering anyone who disagrees with you, that's narcissism on a scale so massive, it defies comprehension. Crime tally, Crimes against fashion, those earlobes, 25 years. Audio torture, that laugh, 50 years. Fraudulent divinity claims, 100 years. Humanity crimes total, 175 years. The final verdict. Alright, let's add up this divine disaster. Skypea coup catastrophe, 105 years. Unjust laws enforcement, 145 years. Survival game death tournament, 1,505 years. Angel Island annihilation, 625 years. Planned Skypia genocide, 9,700 years. Complete Birka annihilation, 18,370 years. Crimes against humanity, 175 years. Grand total, 30,625 years in prison. That's right, folks. Enel the false god has earned himself exactly 30,625 years behind bars. At this point, they need to build a special lightning-proof prison just for him, and even then he'd probably claim his incarceration is just another test of his divine power. The funniest part? Knowing Enel's god complex, he'd probably just spend his entire sentence insisting that serving 30,000 years in prison is just meditation time before his inevitable return to godhood. This man committed genocide against his own people. A 30-millennium sentence is probably just warm-up for him. So what do you think? Did I miss any of Enel's crimes? Should his god complex add more years to his sentence? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed watching me calculate how this walking lightning disaster earned more prison time than some entire pirate crews combined, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more One Piece criminal analysis. And remember, if you ever meet someone claiming to be a god with lightning powers and earlobes longer than your arm, maybe just run. Trust me on this one.